Hello, I'm Jagan from Grow with Data. Welcome to the Crack SQL Interview in 50 question series. In this video series, we'll practice 50 SQL questions across various topics. You can use the playlist Crack SQL Interview in 50 questions to follow the videos related to this series. For each video in the series, you can find the related code on my GitHub. Feel free to explore the code and provide any feedback in the comment section. If you want to see the code, you can go to the YouTube channel, Grow with Data, and you have the videos and playlist. We are talking about Crack SQL Interview in 50 question series. If you want to see a Tamil version, you have a Tamil version here. If you go into the playlist, you have the videos, and if you want to see the link, go to the description part. You have the GitHub link. If you click on the link, it will take you to the GitHub page where you have the create statement and all the SQLs we discussed in that video. If you want to join the WhatsApp channel, you can use this link and you can join Grow with Data WhatsApp channel. Okay, now let's see the data and you can talk about the questions in detail. We are given an employee table. Let's create that table. And we are going to take the 31st video of the series, and this is related to the advanced select and joins topic. Now, the employee table got employee ID, the department, and the primary flag. The primary flag is going to be yes if an employee's department is the primary. The reason is one employee can have multiple departments. If you see the employee 1, the employee 1 is assigned to the department 1. There's only one department. In that scenario, the primary flag can be no or yes. But if you see the employee with more than one department, then the employee has to choose which department is primary. If you see employee 3, it's only one, it says no. But employee 4 got 3 departments, and employee 4 has chosen 3 as their primary department. So this is the scenario, and we are asked to find the primary department for each employees. So the expected output is going to be the employee ID and what is their primary department. So employee 1 got only one department, so you don't have to consider the primary flag. For employee 2, 1 is the primary department, the other one is no. For employee 3, only one department, so you have to bring in. For employee 4, we have 3 departments and department 3 is the primary. So that is what you have to find. So how to address this question? First, we have to get the employee and how many departments they belongs. And then we have to find for employees with one department, get that department ID. If the employee have more than one department, then you have to look for the flag. So these are the 3 main steps we have to follow. Let me copy the questions here so you don't have to refer it. So the employee belongs to multiple departments. So the employee belongs to multiple departments. When the employee joins other department, they have to decide which department is their primary. So the employee has only one department, then the primary column can be no or yes. So these are the 3 main points you have to consider. Okay, now let's comment this out and see how to address this question. So first, as I said, we have to break down the process into 3 different steps. So what are the steps I said? First, you have to see the employee and the number of departments they belongs to. And if only one employee, then you get that department for that employee. If they have more than one, then you rely on the department flag equal to yes. Let's start doing it. So first is select the employee ID and then how many departments they belongs to. You can say count star or you can say department ID. So department ID as total departments from the table name is employee. Since we use aggregation, we say group by 1. So this will give me all the employee ID and how many departments they belongs to. We are going to keep this as a primary data source with all employees. So this is our main data set. Now from this data set, I am going to choose the employees where the count is 1. The department count is 1. Select from all employees where the total department equal to 1. So here I have to get the employee ID and the department. Since you don't have the department in the all employees CTE table, I am going to connect the employee table again. Employee E on the employee tables employee ID equal to the CTE tables employee ID. Since the department count is going to be 1, there won't be any duplicates. So we say select A dot employee ID and neither department we get from the employee table. So department ID. So when I run this will get me all the employees who got one department connected to them. That is 1 and 3. So 1 and 3, we got the answer. Now the second data set where the employee is going to have more than 1. So for that, what will you do? You just say union all, get the employees and connect to the employee table, and instead of total department, we can say total department should be greater than 1, and then in the employee table, primary flag, the primary flag equal to yes. If that is the case, then that will bring me the employees who got more than 1 department assigned, so that I can use the primary flag. So I am using it in 2 steps. So first one is the CTE table, which gets me all the employees and how many departments they have. From that, I am getting the employee where their employee department count is 1. And then second data set where I say get me the employees whose department count is greater than 1 and it has a primary flag as yes. If these 2 data sets are combined using the union all, I'll get the final result. Great. But if you see the usage of the employee table, I use that in the CTE table, right? So here I use the employee table, and then I am bringing the same table in the subqueries or the main select statement. So it's been used 3 times. Then you can see the usage of the all employees. I can use in multiple joins. That's the main use of the CTE table. Okay. Now, without using the CTE table, can I simplify this? So here what they say, if there is more than 1, then use the primary flag. If it's 1, then use the department ID. How will I use it? Let's see. First, I will go to check select E dot employee ID, E dot department ID from the employee table where E dot primary flag equal to yes. So this will bring me all the employees who got the primary flag as yes. That means they have more than 1 employees. The second data set I am looking for is the employee who got 1 department. So let's comment this out. Let's look for the second data set. So we have to find the employee department, and if I group by the employee, group by the employee ID, it has to have the department as 1. So how will I do the aggregation? If I say having count of department ID or count star department ID equal to 1. So if I do that, the select statement, I got 2 columns. But when I group, I have to use the first one. In Windows function, I can get the aggregation value, like I can get the count. But normal SQL, if I want to get the employee and the total department count, if I run this, it will throw error because the department ID is not an aggregation column. So if you want to group the first column and something has to be on the aggregation part, so I can use group by employee ID. So how will I change this? Since we are looking for only one record, right? The count of department should be 1. There is no harm in using max of department ID, right? Since we have only one record, the max, min, average, anything is going to bring in the same result. So now this max is going to bring me the employees with only one department. So I can combine the previous one, which got the primary flag as 1, and I can bring this here. So I got 4 records. But there is a catch here. If I check this, if they have more than one department, then get the department ID is good. But when they have a condition, if they belongs to only one department, the primary column can be no or yes. So if I have a data set which is a little bit tricky, so I have a data set where it shows all the employees with only one record, and they have the primary flag as no. But there is only the last record which has only one department, but the primary flag is showing yes. If I run for this, if you see, I got the employee 5 as 40 and I got the employee 5 as 40. The reason is the first SQL, it is going to bring the employee 5 because the department flag is yes. So if I remove this and if I run it, this will bring me the final record. And if I do a union all, it is going to bring me all the records because everything is having one department. That's why the top 5 is going to be from the first union and the bottom is going to be the last union. So the 5 is getting duplicated. So how will I address this if there is only one record with the primary flag as yes? So you know the difference between union and union OR. So union OR, what it will do, it will combine the first data set with the second data set. It won't check any duplicates or anything. It just merge both and give you the result. But when you say union, it will run the first set and then it will get the second set and make sure there is no duplicates between the 1 and 2. So that's the main difference between union and union OR. To fix this issue, I can use only union. So I get only employees with one department, and even if the flag is yes or no, it will make sure it gets the 5 in the first and then check if it exists in the second SQL. If it exists, it just ignore, right? So that's why the last 5 is got filtered. Great. Now let's simplify further on this. So we have done 2 scenarios. One is the employee flag is 1 y, so the primary flag is y, or the count is 1. So if you see the top part, it's almost the same, right? So employee and the department from the employee table, and then we are doing primary flag equal to yes, or the count is 1. So can I merge that into a single statement? Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a subquery here. How to use it? I say select from employee where primary flag equal to yes. So that will bring me all the employees with the primary flag is 1. That means more than one department is the scenario. And there's a second condition where the department is 1 and get the flag as yes or no, whatever it is you bring in. For that, I will say or employee ID in select employee ID from employee table group by employee ID having count star greater than 1. So this subquery will get all the employees equal to 1. Greater than will be the same as primary flag. So if we say equal to 1, that means you get all the employees who got only one department. And make sure that employee ID exists there, even though the primary flag is not equal to yes. The second condition is successful or true, then you can get the employee ID and department ID. So when I run this, I get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I combined the CT table and splitting that into 2 into directly getting the SQL and use the union, and I showed difference between union and union OR. And then instead of combining with union, I combine the where condition, saying that the primary flag is yes or the employee ID in the subset of this SQL. So this is the normal way of getting it. There might be multiple ways, but we can stop here with the simple SQL. Now we can go with the Windows function, our favorite part. So how will I use this scenario and address using the Windows function? Let's see. Let's create a SQL select from the employee table. What are the columns you select? The employee ID, department ID, and even you can get the primary flag. And then I'm going to use the Windows function count of department ID partition by employee table, sorry, employee ID, partition by employee ID. I am not doing any order by because I don't want to split the count. So I say as count. So what will this return? So employee table, syntax error, employee ID, department ID, primary flag, count of, over partition by employee ID. So if I run this, I'll get all the, okay, since we have only one record each, let's go back to the initial data set and we can run this. So with the initial data set, if you see employee ID 2, it got the count as 2, and employee ID 4, it got the count as 3. Now we have a control on whether the employee is having departments 1 or more than 1. So same like how we did in the first scenario, right? We can use this in our CT table. Let's delete this out. Okay. So I'm going to use the same scenario what we did in the first case, where we have the CTE table and then we use that in our subquery. Okay, so this is the CTE table. Now I am going to use the all employees and say select from all employees where count equal to 1. That will give me all the employees with one department. So I have the employee ID and then department ID. So this will give me all the employees with one department. The same thing I can use the union all. Instead of count, I can say primary flag equal to yes. So I will get the employee and the department, and then I will get the primary flag as yes, which brings me employee with more than one department. With this data set, if everything is yes or no and why, even then you can just decide whether to use union or union all. But the scenario is I can bring in all the columns in the CTE table. I don't have to connect the employee table again in the main select statement. So that's the advantage of using Windows function. Even then, I can simplify this Windows function. Let's see another scenario, how to simplify this. Let me comment this out. Now I'm going to use the same Windows function, but instead of count, I'm going to use a row number. So row number, and if I run this, so if you see for employee 1, I got the row number as 1. So they partition by employee ID. For employee 2, the Y comes first, row number 1, and then N. For employee 3, only one record, it's 1. And for employee 4, I got no as 1, Y as 2, and 3. So the Y is not ordered. So if I include the order by here, order by E dot primary flag. Okay. If I order based on the primary flag and run, you can see if the flag is Y, that comes first. If the flag is not Y and is single record, we have the row number as Y. But if I have Y and N, then N becomes the second or third record. So now I can use the row number part. Instead of count, I can say row number part, and I can simply say use this as a CTE table, and then tell that select from the employee and all employee table where the row number equal to 1. So what will do? It will get all the records where the row number is 1. So if it's only one record, no issues. If more than one record, the Y is the first one. So I get the first record. So I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. So what happened to the 5? Let's see what happened to 5. Oh, we have only 4. 5 is a different data set. Okay. So 5 is a different data set. We are talking about the employee ID with 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got the expected result as shown before. So we simplified the CTE table with calling the employee table as once, and then with the row number, the only one filter, we got whatever is required. So we talked about 5 different approaches. The first one is using the CTE table and connect with the employee table one more time to get every data set. Second, we simplified by breaking the CTE table directly into a select statement, and then we use OR condition and merge both the select statement into 1. Again, we tried Windows function with count and used that as a CTE table. We used the similar condition we used in the first SQL. And then we use row number and use that data set, and with only one condition, we filter out all these records. So there might be different approaches. If you have something different than what I explained here, please put that in the comment section. Hope you like this video, and thanks for watching.